Hello, everyone. Welcome back to On Defense, the only sports podcast that you are allowed to listen to. I am Scooter Van Gogh, and as always, sitting across from me, the guy who likes to twiddle those little gaming sticks of his, Roman Rubio.
You might be wondering, guys, why are you late on this podcast? Well,
It's my fault.
Scooter had to take a PJ to get one of his recruits in Metro Atlanta to sign.
Yeah.
So he just got back. Literally landed on my airway in my mansion.
But I got him.
Here we are. He got him.
Yeah.
It was worth the trip, so shout out to him. He's coming, whoever that is, coming to North Carolina next year.
Coming to North Carolina. The
Shout out to
dynasty's
that.
looking good right now.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. I gave him so much NIL money. Maybe too much NIL money, but I'm not allowed to disclose those, the information.
But yeah.
I'm just the coach.
Yeah, I'm just the coach.
I'm just the coach.
But we are recording this right now on Thursday, July 18th. Hopefully, maybe this comes to you by the end of the day today. If not, it'll be July 19th.
You know what I'm saying? I don't see why it wouldn't
We'll see. But we got a great show today. Kind of taking a different path today. We're still gonna be talking some basketball, maybe a little football. I don't know, maybe, possibly, who knows?
Who knows?
But we're gonna kind of take a trip down memory lane for us. In honor of College Football 25 coming out, it seems like everybody's kind of reverting back to like their old ways and getting all giddy for this game, and everyone and kind of uniting. So we're gonna kind of share our nostalgic gaming experiences, our favorite games of all time, and some other gaming stuff related. So get ready for that. It's gonna be a nice little change of pace. Games,
I hope all the sports fans here are ready to listen about video games.
Yeah, get real nerdy. You think my advanced sports talks are nerdy? Just wait for this one, baby.
Let me tell you how many teraflops it took to make this game look great.
But we'll start it off first. Team USA, they have played 3 friendly games so far, undefeated. We beat Canada first. I think we beat them by like 15 or so. We faced Australia, beat them handedly, but then they started to come back near the end. It was kind of close. I think it was a single-digit win, and then we blew out Serbia the other day. How do you feel? I know you said you haven't watched all of them, but
I haven't. I watched the Canada game.
Yeah.
It was like at first I was like, "Oh man, we're about to get stomped by Canada," because Canada did come out pretty strong in the beginning. But I feel like new team, you're trying to figure it out, trying to figure out what roles you're going to play and all that stuff. But I mean, that was the only game I watched. Mm-hmm. I usually don't like, not to be like I don't care, but like, none of these games mean anything.
Yeah, the friendlies don't mean nothing, yeah.
I'll be more interested when the actual Olympic games start, but
should be like a week or so, next Friday, I think.
They're doing what I expect Team USA to
do.
USA should win.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just we got the better players.
Mm-hmm.
I just until we start facing those teams like France and stuff like that. The France game.
I think we do got France coming up. I think
if we play France at all in the Olympics, dude, like that would be a game that I'm absolutely watching, because that could be the game we lose.
Somebody's one of the decent teams is in our group. I think it might be Serbia that's in our group with Jokic, but I think France is in like a death group with like Greece and some other. I think Canada maybe even. So that's going to be an interesting group.
Speaking of Greece, how about old Thanius? Is that
Thanasis?
Thanasis, yeah.
Antetokounmpo?
Yeah, Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
He was balling for Greece, hasn't he been?
He gets the most playing time he gets all year. So
hear me out. What if, because he's the older brother, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
What if he, Giannis? Oh, hold on. I got this. Hey, all right. Sorry, unexpected phone call.
Wasn't our intern this time, so
yeah. Couldn't hear it's private, you little freaks. But we were talking about Team USA.
Team
we were
USA.
talking about France. How I think France will be a real problem.
Serbia beat France.
Did they?
They're friendly, yeah. It was before they played them before they played us.
I don't know. I just feel like the way that you could play ball in the FIBA style.
Yeah,
just having 2 7-footers, and the thing is it's not like Wemby has to be down there to be good offensively. Oh man.
Yeah, because I mean, one of the biggest problems for Team USA, and I know I'm being nitpicky. We've won all 3 games. We just blew Serbia out by like 30+ points. So like I'm being a little nitpicky, but one of USA's biggest problems is players not remembering or maybe not understanding FIBA rules. Like Joel Embiid's a prime example. This is his first Olympics in his whole career, so he's getting used to like the foul calls and the no goaltending call. Like someone went up for a shot, and Jake Layman on Team Australia like tipped it out. It was up like on top of the rim and tipped it out, and Joel Embiid puts his hands up and looks at the ref. He's like, "Where's the goaltend?"
Yeah.
And the ref's like, "What are you fucking talking about? That doesn't exist."
Yeah.
Yeah. And Joel's had one of those guys. He's had a tough time in FIBA. Steve Kerr came out and said Steph, LeBron, and Joel are the only 3 like people that will start no matter what. Their spots are locked, and he's gonna mess with the rotation after that. But Joel has not had a good time. He is trying to foul bait. He is getting bodied by a guy like Jake Layman, who's like a third string, second string dude in the NBA. Just maybe not understanding the rules. I mean,
I don't know, man. And I feel like for guys like that are like second, third stringers, it's time to like, hey, this guy, like I've played him before and he was an asshole.
Yeah.
And like now I'm the starter on my team. Let me show my, you know what I'm saying? Like
a little bit of a pride thing. Yeah, they're not as respected in the NBA, but they go to their national team. They're like, hey, we need you.
Yeah.
Like either lead us or be one of the best players on the team, and they're just like, I gotta help my team. I gotta help my country.
Yep.
Yeah. Joel Embiid's had a rough time. I mean, when he's on Team USA, I'm rooting for Joel Embiid. I want him to figure it out. Obviously, him at his best is one of the most dominant players that exists in today's game. But he's having a tough time. I'm not going to say I dislike Steve Kerr. I hate Steve Kerr. But I hate Steve Kerr's rotations a lot of times. This man wants to put out Steph Curry, Drew Holiday, Devin Booker, and Tyrese Halliburton in a lineup. When we have Joel Embiid and Bam Adebayo and Anthony Davis and LeBron James, Jason Tatum, like a bunch of big guys that can be like the fourth guy, but he wants to put four guards with a center out there. I get he's messing with stuff, trying to figure out what to do.
And maybe trying to see how certain players react when they don't hey, I'm gonna put four guys out there that usually have the ball in their hands.
Yeah.
And let's see how they do without that. You know what I'm saying? Like to see oh well, he's moving real well without the ball in his hands. You know, so I mean, it could be something like that too, where he's just trying to experiment.
One thing that's been really freaking awesome to watch is Bam Adebayo, Anthony Davis lineup. Like with both of them in the game, both of them could be a 4 or a 5 any day, and both of them together are just causing havoc. Like they are just, we can switch 1 through 5 with those guys out there. Like we are just matchup problems.
Havelock zone, Bam out of the
dude. It's
right
freaking
down the road from us.
Oh, what really?
Yeah,
he went to Havelock.
No, I'm pretty sure he's from Havelock.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
nice.
And then I'm pretty sure he transferred out somewhere else.
Well, yeah. But yeah, that has been a beauty to watch. I would like to see Tyrese Halliburton and Joel Embiid play together a little more than Steve Kerr's let them. Tyrese Halliburton, I feel like, isn't used to his full potential. I know it's hard. We got a bunch of guys that are really good with the ball.
Correction, it was not Havelock. He lived in Pinetown, North Carolina, then High Point, and he went to High Point.
Oh, High Point. I know that.
Yeah, so yeah, but
cool.
North Carolina, baby.
Yep. Thank you.
And then he went to Kentucky. Boo. Kentucky.
Gross. But Tyrese Halliburton and Joel Embiid, I wish Steve Kerr would put them together more. I mean, Joel Embiid's MVP year was with the guy that averaged 10 assists, James Harden. I feel like those two could really work well together in a pick and roll or just on the court, and Tyrese's vision and Embiid's finishing ability. But overall, really fun to watch. I mean, USA basketball, like favorite time, like every 4 years. I just love rooting for all the guys that I hate going up against.
And how many minutes is Derek White getting?
Derek White played his first game, in game 3, and I don't think he played that many minutes. I think
Jalen might have played more.
I mean, maybe, but like he got on the team the day before the Australia game, so he didn't play any on Australia. It was the day before, and then this game, you still got Kevin Durant injured too. But yeah, Derek White's playing a role. He's playing a role.
Katie's not playing, so that's always the thing too. Is Katie's not playing right now? So when he comes back, that'll be should be a large boost.
He should be in the starting line.
I mean, he's 6'12" for crying out loud.
6'12". Dude, there was a video that I saw right before you got here. Was his dad and his brother saying that he was 7 foot tall, like officially saying, even though Katie always says he's 6'9".
He's still growing.
He's still growing
to this day.
But yeah, I mean, really looking forward to Olympic basketball. Even watching all the other teams, should be a really good time. It's probably the best that the world has been, so it should be really fun matchups. You said there was something specific you want to talk about.
So
go ahead.
Speaking about Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown, my guy, Finals MVP, aka champ.
He's in the crosshairs right now, right?
He is in the crosshairs.
He was spotted courtside at a G League game, basically saying that he doesn't think Bronny's a pro. And so I want to be clear. What I hate about this whole thing is the fact that he apologized for
He didn't apologize.
Well, he backed, like
he didn't back. He didn't apologize for what he said. He didn't correct what he said. He just said, "Hey, he's a great talent, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for him." He never backtracked, apologized, or anything.
But I feel
you want him to double down and say, "Yeah, I think he belongs in the G League." Sorry, LeBron. What do you want him to say?
Yeah, I mean, like fuck the Lakers. You're in the Celtics. Let's get that old school hate.
Old school hate doesn't happen on social media.
then they would have. You do not think?
I don't know.
Isaiah Thomas definitely would have tweeted.
Isaiah Thomas, he would have just been subtweeting like.
Yeah, he would have been tweeting fiend. Him and Jordan would be on there all the time.
With the dream team happening, Isaiah Thomas been like, Like I wonder what he would have said during that whole thing.
So like I don't know, like I feel like he said a thing that he truly felt, and that's okay that he thinks that.
Yeah, because he's more than anybody has the right to feel.
Yeah,
that way. He played in the league.
Like I don't know, like I'm pretty sure people because there's that whole stat going around now where he shot pretty much the same thing.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure there were a bunch of fans that were saying that you suck, Jalen. You're allowed to say that, and it's okay. Like I feel like he stepped back a little bit. I mean, I know, but I just feel like there was I made LeBron mad. And they're like, good, you made LeBron mad. Like, yes.
But but it's also, I get like national television, he's a celebrity. He's sitting courtside. That was a private conversation. He obviously didn't want anybody else to hear that. Like, so he's not going to double down what he said, but he's also not going to apologize because he didn't apologize. He was just like, it's a mad flex to have your son in the league, which it really is. But private conversation. Obviously, he didn't want anyone seeing that or the camera seeing that. The cameraman deserves a raise. Perfect timing.
But I mean, but at the same time, like
perfect timing.
As a celebrity, especially a celebrity that you're at a venue for the thing you're famous for.
Yeah.
You got to know a camera's going to come on you eventually
at some point. Yeah.
And that's we get in the car, click. Hey, I think it's kind of a crazy flex to have your. You know what I'm saying? Like you say it in the privacy of.
Yeah.
You and two very attractive basketball players.
Okay. Hey, she said, and his girlfriend agreed and said he belongs in the G League. Yeah. And then JB doubled down and they were like, yeah, but like his name's gonna get him more playing time in the NBA, which is not wrong at all. Like it's not LeBron's fault. It's not Bronny's fault.
But basically, they're saying kind of what I've been saying is that like. Hey, he's going to get this playing time just because his dad's LeBron, and like that's and he's right. That's a crazy flex. Like you're getting there has to be somebody else that the Lakers could be spending resources on that would probably benefit the Lakers better.
Maybe, but JJ and like the whole Lakers organization, they say they want to like really do a development program, and they say Bronny is the first piece of that development program. They want to develop him into a great role player for that team in the future. And could they have drafted somebody better? Maybe. Like, is it a bad thing for you to want to draft a guy who has the IQ and like?
I'm not even saying don't draft Bronny, but like there could probably be somebody that might benefit them more to be playing in this summer league and the minutes.
Yeah, maybe because he's a starter in the summer league. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like just those resources, not like don't draft Bronny, but like is he starting over people in that team that might deserve? If they're trying to contend for a title, there's nobody on that summer league team that's going to play other than maybe Connect. No. But I'm just talking about development wise. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, like because that's what the summer league shit's all about. Because most of these guys will play in the G League or somewhere else at the end of the day.
Two-way contract and barely play in the NBA. Like I said, I forget who I was talking to the other day, but I was like, if it's nothing wrong with what they're doing, trying to like build Bronny into this great role player to be on the Lakers. Mm-hmm. It's a bad thing is if in year one he plays more than like 30 games, and that's even being generous. If he plays more than 30 games in the NBA, more than like 5 minutes, like they are not serious about winning a championship or contending for a championship even, because you cannot be like, okay, we want to compete for a championship and then play Bronny James more than 30 games in more than like 10 minutes a game. Like that's just not being, unless, let's say his first game that he plays, he like 3 for 6 from 3 and gets a steal and a block. Then maybe you're like, okay, well, let's roll it over. Keep it going. Like you're doing a micro, like you slowly
it'd be pretty crazy. Like
it would be.
Like, at the end of the day, I hope Bronny's good. I do hope Bronny's good for his own sake. Because what's going to really suck for Bronny is when LeBron retires or leaves and everything just gets dropped from him. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause that's the other thing, too, is like they say they're about, I would just feel so bad for this kid that like all these people are saying it's about Bronny and his development. And then 2 years from now, they're like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you should have stayed in college 2 years, kid. We don't know. Like, that would suck. Like,
that'd be, I mean, I just really hope they at least. Like, it gets to a point whether, it's like we know it's LeBron's last year and it's one of his last few games and they get to start together. Like that'd be cool. Or if he even just earns the right, like they earn a spot on the court, and LeBron dishes it to him for a 3 in the corner, or like something like an oop. Like I just want to see that stuff, whether he pans out or not. I just want to see that kind of cool shit because we've never seen it before.
The other thing like I think about is like, okay, so Bronny went to the pros to play with his dad. Cool. But let's say again, LeBron only plays 2 more years. And then the rest of Bronny's career is mid. Yeah. He's a role player, mid, doesn't do anything. Yeah, that's great. But like, or would it have been better for Bronny to stay in college 4 years, become a college superstar, maybe win a championship at USC? Superstar. But you know what I'm saying?
Maybe. I mean,
but with how college sports are now, like that's how they can sell him now. And he wins a championship on his own for USC. And then comes to the pros and then has a mid-career, which
but he's a champ,
you know what I'm saying? Like either way, it's a mid-career.
Yeah.
Which was better for him to have, because I don't think, to be honest, I don't think LeBron's going to win a championship with Bronny. So, I mean,
definitely not as probably like a key piece of winning a championship.
But well, no.
What if they win next year? Like if they win next year, it's not like he won with Bronny.
But I'm counting that. Like I do not think they will win a championship next 2 years.
Yeah. Oh, you only think he's playing 2 years?
With LeBron? The Lakers,
okay,
but I don't know. But that's how long his contract is, right?
Yeah, 1-1. It's 1-1. So like he has this year, and he can opt out.
So I'm going to just with the max that his contract is right now for the next 2 years. I do not think they will win a championship either one of those 2 years. And I mean that probably will happen now. So you might as well go bet it. And Bronny James will be the Finals MVP
after his last summer league game. He's like skyrocketing odds to win Rookie of the Year, and those motherfuckers are just burning their money. That guy, he's not playing more than like 20 games in the league. So, like, you are wasting your fucking money.
But, you know, it's just, I don't know. I just feel like as a memorable career, like, LeBron James' son was really great in college because maybe that's where he would have peaked out at. And then he had a mid-career is better than LeBron's son came in, played 2 years with his dad. They didn't do anything, and then he had a mid-career. You know, just for his personal career.
Yeah, so just his like freshman year. Let's look at it from like Bronny's perspective. Let's say what you say, like he averaged 5 points a game in his freshman year, and then he goes, "Okay, I'm gonna stay in college and keep playing." What happens next year when he averages like 6 points a game, and he keeps averaging just like he had the potential to leave freshman year and get drafted, or he doesn't either get a role, he doesn't get playing time because like that was his problem in USC. Like he wasn't getting they were taking it too easy on him.
Yeah,
and that's why he was going to transfer from USC if he didn't go to the draft.
Okay, so then transfer, go to a different.
But what
school.
if he doesn't ball out, and what if then his only chance to get drafted was to leave freshman year, and he never makes the NBA?
So then the whole point that you're saying was to just get drafted with dad.
Not to get drafted, but to make more money, because like him staying in college and him being mid in college is bad. Because he's not going to get an NBA chance if he stays mid for 4 years in college.
Yeah, but it's not like he needs the money. And two,
he doesn't. But he wants to play pro.
Bronny James, I bet you if he went on the market in college, the NIL money that Bronny James would get would be ridiculous. And for you to say like basically, if you don't think Bronny would be better next year at USC than what he was this year, that man does not deserve to be on any team right now.
But the development and what he's going to be put through in the G League and with the Lakers is going to be like actual NBA stuff. Not we're going back to the 1980s of basketball and we're going to feed the post-all game in college.
Then but then that's why as Bronny James, you could go back to Ohio State, but your choices would be limitless, and you would basically be like, hey, I'm looking for an offense where I'm the star. And then
I don't think they're going to just give. They're going to try to, but it's just how college basketball works. You're not going to be like that guy. Like it just how the offense would have to roll for him just isn't a likely scenario in college based off of what he did freshman year. Like he's not going to go in the transfer portal.
But the thing is like each time we talk about what happened in freshman year, usually what I get back is the heart thing was holding him back, and if we're all thinking Bronny James is I don't think Bronny will be LeBron.
Hell no.
But if we all think that if Bronny's going to be a good player, we'll keep it at that. Good.
Yeah.
He would definitely be better in college, and he would definitely get more playing time. Where he, like I said, he goes and partners up with another really good player somewhere. Shit, Duke. Like whatever, like, and you get Cooper Flag that you get to throw alley-oops to, and you get to look cool and shit like that. And, I don't know, like, you just get... I just feel like that might have been just a better career arc for him to be...
But it also could have been a bad gamble that didn't let him get to the NBA.
But
it could have been.
But if we're Bronny James... I do, like, if you're telling me Bronny James is sitting at home and he's like, Dad, I don't know if I can score more than 4 points next year.
No, he's not saying that, but his agent's telling him, hey, $8 million, I can probably get you $7 million, a 4-year contract for you to get drafted if you leave freshman year. Yeah, I'll leave freshman year and not play more.
The most unlikable person on Carolina's basketball team, Armando Bacot.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't like him. He was our best player, and I never liked him. He made $2.1 million in like the year or two he can make money in the NCAA.
I don't think it's about the money for Bronny.
But then if it's not about the money, why did you say, I can get you this money?
No, but it's about going to the NBA and fulfilling his dream and getting a 4-year contract. Like, that's a 4-year commitment. Like, you could go to another school, and they could... after a couple games or after like half the season, put you on the bench and you're being like the 7th, 8th man off the bench instead of getting a 4-year contract and you're probably like a pretty solid role playing on the G League and you have a 4-year guaranteed contract with an NBA team.
But
it's a guaranteed like career route.
But if I'm a guy who thinks I can play in the NBA, like Bronny does, Bronny believes he can play in the NBA because he went and got drafted and now he's on a G League team. I have to think that I can be better than most college players. Yeah. Like, so then there's no way you're telling me that he's like, it's a gamble that I won't be good.
No, it's a gamble.
It's a gamble that you won't be good in the NBA either. A much bigger gamble that you won't be good in the NBA.
But it's also a gamble that you go to the right situation. So, like, I'll use Quentin Grimes for an example. Like, Quentin Grimes went to KU. He looked bad. Like, his freshman year, he looked bad. He transferred. He took that gamble and he transferred because his stock wasn't there for the NBA. And he played really good at Houston. And then he got a spot in the NBA, and he now has a good career. Yeah. Like, he had a solid career. So, like, I just think not just because you transfer doesn't mean you're guaranteed to go to a situation that benefits you, even though they might want to build around you or want you to be like the star of the team. It may not work out based off how they're playing, or how the offense is set.
But I'm not, my hypothetical right now is not going off of ifs.
Yeah,
it's going off of the same career trajectory. Bronny becomes a mid to good player in both situations. So his development goes the same.
Yeah.
The staying in college and becoming a good college player, good to great college player, and then going and being a mid-tier NBA player, I think would be a better look for Bronny than going to play for Dad for 2 years and then becoming a mid player and never doing same career trajectory.
I'm about to say, if he's guaranteed to go to the NBA, then for sure.
I'm saying, like, if it's the same career trajectory as far as like Bronny will end up the same player in both these scenarios.
Yeah, for sure. Then
he becomes a like I said, a memorable college player that his dad. Not saying his dad would not have been, but his dad was not. So that could have been a thing that he did that his dad did not do, and then because he's definitely not going to do the things his dad did in the NBA.
I was just checking time. No, I was just checking time. I didn't know how long we've been talking about this.
So I just don't think he's never going to do the things his dad did in the NBA. Yeah. I'm not saying that it's a competition against his dad, but wouldn't it be nice to not just be, hey, you're LeBron James' son, but you're also 2-time national champion. You know what I'm saying? Bronny James.
2-time national champion.
Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
made a Final Four run, made it an Elite Eight run, whatever.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had everybody remembers that NCAA run that you took Ohio State down and oh my God, like
dropped 24 points, 15 in the second half.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Carry your team to the Sweet 16.
That's never going to happen for him in the NBA.
Yeah.
So and that's what I'm saying. Like, those memorable moments for Bronny, I think, like. The only reason why people knew Michael Jordan's son played is because he went to college and sucked. So so wouldn't it be nice to be the greatest player of all time son who didn't suck in college? Yeah. but yeah. So I like I said, I hope Bronny's good to take him from underneath his dad's. The huge light that his dad has.
You can tell, dude. You could tell, like, the first couple summer league games, like he was feeling the pressure.
Yeah,
like all the airball threes and the questionable stuff that he was doing. You're like, this guy's nervous, which is fair. Like he's a 55th overall pick. Like no one, like only person that cares about I just drew a blank. Anton Watson.
Yeah,
the dude from UConn that was drafted by the Celtics. People that care about Anton Watson, the 54th pick in the draft, are Celtics fans. Yeah. You don't give a fuck about him.
I don't.
Nobody that's listening to this podcast probably even knows who that guy is, unless you watch UConn play basketball. Or not UConn. So, was it UConn?
Yeah. I don't know.
drawing a blank. I think it was UConn. But yeah, like it's just this 55th pick with all this much hype. Like you can tell the pressure's getting this guy, which sucks. Which the pressure, no matter where he went, whether he transferred, whether he got drafted by a different team, pressure all around. Like I just hope hopefully this last game, like he got a groove and like the pressure's off. He's like, okay, I can score the ball. Like fine, I can hit a three.
What if? Oh, dude, what if? What's their coach? What's UConn's coach's name?
Dan Hurley. Right?
Yeah, Dan Hurley. Yeah. What if Dan Hurley declines the coach's job at the Lakers, and then you know what? Bronny James transfers for like
he sells like oh, I'm in LA. I'm gonna go talk to Bronny real quick. I know where his house is. He goes like, hey man, don't go to the draft.
Yeah, come to UConn,
and I'll show you why. Yeah. I'm a better coach.
Yeah, and he has a great track record of producing like great two-way guards.
Yeah,
so like. Dude, like that would have been.
Yeah, that's what
I'm saying. Like things like that
where that would have been like they're coming off a 2-time championship, like 2 back-to-back championships, so they're already being talked about as like a team. And then you get Bronny James, the most and that's sought after guy. Like that.
A situation like that, I think like something like that would just benefit his legacy a lot more than anything else. Hold on, I am a popular guy, bro. I've just been getting phone calls left and right, but. Anyways,
probably some prospects, more prospects.
Dude, they're calling me. They're like, Coach, you said I was gonna be a star, right? And I said, I'll tell you whatever you want to hear, son.
Isn't that hard?
Son, you're a 5-star gem. I'm gonna tell you,
5-star gem in my eyes.
I've sat in the house. I've hard sold you, and I even swayed you a little bit. Those are all terms. If you play college football 25, you should know. Very well.
Yeah. Speaking of college football 25, 11 years in the making. People have been waiting for this. No one ever thought it would happen again, and now everyone's feeling all young and giddy again.
I held back plenty of times buying college football 2014. Like I've seen it in stores, for $100-something.
Oh my god! Dude.
And I've held back several times, and I don't know what the value is now of college football 14.
Probably 10.
But man, I'm so glad I did because I would have been so mad. It's such a good game.
Yeah,
it's such a good game. It's very so. We're about to. Sorry, everybody. We're about to talk about some college football 25 for a minute.
He's played a lot. I've only played about like 6 hours, 7 hours.
I've played a lot of college football 25, and it's still a broken mess, kind of like Madden is. There's dumb stuff that happens that don't make sense. I have several. I have a play where my linemen, and I didn't notice this going up to the line, but my linemen stacked on top of each other, like their models were on top of each other. So then they hiked the ball, and then the ball got like stuck between them. And then the rest of my players, it says fumble, but the rest of my players are like doing the play still. Then the ball teleports to my quarterback, who hands off to my running back, and instantly gets like. There's just so many wacky things that happen that like I've had like glitches where like referees get stuck in places that make it where the computer can't hike the ball, so they just get delay of game.
Nice.
But it's a fun game though. I love it. Yeah. It sucks at times, but it's kind of nostalgic at the same time. There's something about playing in the college atmosphere that just the Madden doesn't have, And they've even tried to add, I feel like, a lot of the things. Like they try to add special stadium perks and all that stuff.
That shit's stupid.
And all we wanted was you to shake the screen and make it where we can't see our plays. That's all. That's all we wanted. It was just like the going up to a line. And so one of the last games I played. Gosh, dang it!
Another recruit.
I'm sorry, my phone's going off.
He is going off.
5-star after 5-star.
He is a different man.
And my mic wasn't on saying that. My mic, I was muted. So 5 stars though, everybody. 5 stars are calling me. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know about me is I'm a popular coach with the good players. But anyways, college football. We just want the plays to shake and
plays to shake, the atmosphere to feel different in every stadium. And
because let me tell you, it sucks like going up to the line and being like, "Fuck, I can't audible because my players won't listen to me," or it's like I'll be trying to like call like a hot route and like my receiver will be like, I'll be like, "Run a go," and he'll be like, a hitch. I'm like, okay, like, fine. Like okay, we gotta hike it. Let's just run that. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So it's just, but it's such a fun game. The recruiting's fun. It's a lot different than Madden. Madden, you can just go trade for players and stuff like that. Where
you get what you want when you need
once the season starts, bro, those are the players you got.
Yeah, you can't change.
Can look towards next year, but
best football game of all time.
Best football game of all time?
Is it?
I don't think so.
Not yet.
Yeah, I mean,
you think it has potential to be like you keep playing it?
I think so. I think it'll be one of the ones that like I have a lot of fun with, but like just mechanically, there's just a lot of like just dumb stuff happens too much. Yeah. Like clear, like, oh, why didn't my guy guard that guy? Or like sometimes it'll make it where I can't like I'll switch onto a player, and once the play starts, like unless I switch off that player will not move. So like, it's like weird stuff like that where it's like, ugh, like, that's dumb. Like, and then like I feel like me and Marty, one of our buddies, we call them drawing wins or losses. And basically, like at the beginning of a game, you can kind of feel right from the get go, like, oh, the game's gonna let me win this one. And then it's like, then there's games where it's like, oh, like no matter what I do right now, like I'm gonna lose this or have one hell of a fucking time trying to win this, which sucks. But also, like, I guess that's football. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially in college football, where you can't lose too many times. Well, you can now with 12 teams.
Now 12, yeah. You could lose a couple times.
You know what I'm saying?
Depending on the team you are.
You probably lose 2, maybe 3 times, depending on, if you win your conference or not. But, like, it's just, there's just frustrating parts like that where I think some of them maybe like 2K, like, not 2K, NCAA, maybe 14 or even like 12 wasn't bad. Like just some of those games where they were like in a roll and they were clearly copy and pasting, but it worked. So it worked,
I mean, I kind of I haven't heard that term phrase, but like drawing a win or a loss. I started a dynasty with my limited 10-hour trial with a 1-star team. I forget the name of the 1-star team.
Yeah.
But I put an easy team for my first game. Then I put like
Kingston State, right?
No,
wasn't. Okay.
No, Kent State.
Yeah, Kent.
That was one of them. I did another one after that.
Did you? Okay.
But I had like a really easy first game. Then I had like Alabama and then one other. I think it was like Georgia or something. I dominated the first game, faced Alabama, and like momentum from the last game just carried it. And I kind of whooped. I beat Alabama by like 10 points, and I was like, man. I was like, this shit's kind of fire. And then I faced Georgia. I lost by like 30 points.
Dude, and like it's nuts.
And it just, my team just did not act the same, like in any way.
When we one of our first dynasties was, I played as Appalachian State. And I usually like to do it where I start off with a tough opponent right from the get-go. I'm looking to make an upset early.
Yeah.
So I did Michigan as my first game with App State. And 30-0 was the score. They destroyed me. And it was like, there was times that like I would hike the ball, and I shit you not, like all my linemen would be knocked over. Like it would be like it was like Bryce Young and the Panthers out there. It was awful.
A lot of the times it feels like you ain't got no time. Throw, man. You face those elite teams.
And then so that game happened, and then I played a shitty team like an FCS school, and then figured it out, right? Oh, this is the offense, how they want me to run it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then from there, I went upset Clemson in overtime. I won like 4 or 5 games after that, and it was just like, oh, okay, like. It was just weird that Michigan was just such a daunting task. Like they were like, hey, this team's going to be real hard.
Yeah.
And then but it feels like it just does that. Like, and then when I was playing with Carolina, I had a Carolina one going, and I was like 8-3 at the time or something like that. And then I played Pitt, and then Pitt whooped me at home, and then like my season fell apart from there. Like I was like, I think I was like 4-1, and I ended up 8-5 at the end of the year. Like I just fell apart, and like so.
College football sometimes.
That's college football sometimes.
Yeah, that's all. Like, we play like these professional sports games like Madden 2K, and like you want him to be like you're making a franchise. Like you're playing as like the team, and you want to be like. Your players drop a wide open pass. You're like, you're a professional athlete. Yeah. Why are you dropping that pass? Or a 2K player, like you're missing a wide open shot. Why are you missing it? You're playing college football. You're like, oh, a lot of these guys actually aren't going to be pros, so you probably would drop that.
Yeah, it makes a little more sense.
It makes the mess ups or like the slip ups like, okay, like this is kind of realistic. Like my lineman isn't the best because these guys are probably going to go be like retail, like retail workers or retail managers or working like other stuff. But someone's getting their car broken into in my mansion.
Oh no!
Your
mansion car is getting broken.
My mansion car, my Jaguar. Oh no!
Yeah. Oh no!
Better go get that. But yeah, it kind of makes up for it. I'm sure. Yeah, over and over again, you're like, okay, I'm over this. I don't want this to happen again.
Well, and then also like the other cool thing that I like is So in Madden, like at the end of the season, that's when you worry about who am I bringing back and like money, and that's all it's about. It's just about money. Where with this, it's like you get one chance to bring a player in,
one shot, one opportunity.
Yeah, and then like this, usually there's players that you're like really hyper focusing on, like, oh, I scouted him early and he was good and I want him on my team. And for them to at the very end flip, like I had this one safety that was like all about me the whole year, and Tennessee like slowly creeped up, and then when signing time came, Tennessee got him, and I was like, bro, after like one guy waited until I sent him a visit, and he got to my free visit, and then chose another team. And I was like,
"Hey, you just got to get that free stuff, man.
You gotta get that free stuff.
Gotta get that free stuff before you make
your decision. And before you gotta see what free stuff." And then, but yeah, it's just, I think it feels good, like because you kind of like spend a lot of resources and time like trying to plan out like who do I think I'm going to get, and then when a 5-star wants you feel real special. Yeah, like I think his name's Caleb Downs is his name. He's a safety at Ohio State. He's like one of the best players in the game.
Yeah.
And one of ours, he transferred from Ohio State on our first year.
Oh, shit.
I was in his top 2. I was his top 1 for most of the transfer portal. And then fucking Tennessee. Dude, Tennessee was nabbing him from me. And Tennessee comes in and swoops him up. But I almost had the best player coming to Carolina. And then at the very end, dude.
Damn, man.
Yeah, I was like, I'll give you whatever you want. What kind of NIL deal do you need? Yeah. That's what happens when you call Coach Van Gogh. I say, what can I do for you?
What can I do for you, sir? But yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's nice just to see like the sports world in a way come together. Everybody's so giddy to play this game, and like in a way, like for EA, it sounds like they made like a game that at least most people wanted. Like, you make the recruiting and stuff interesting and stuff. The gameplay, as long as it's bearable, I'm sure most people will put up with it and grind that shit out. But in a way, I think it's going to help with the Madden. Even if Madden's like a not so good game, like people wanting to play these guys, or like because you can import draft classes like into Madden, so like they're going to be able to import like you had a guy you really liked at wide receiver that's declaring for the draft. Oh, import that draft class. Then you go play with the Carolina Panthers and you draft him from North Carolina to the Carolina Panthers, and you're like, man, this guy was so good in college. Like even if Madden's like trash, or everyone's just like, man, NCAA is so much better. It's going to make people play Madden more because of that, and it's good for EA. Fuck EA, but it's good for EA. You know.
Yeah, but I'm having a real good time, man.
Yeah. I'm excited to play.
And you played more of the career mode than I think I have, and I heard you can flunk out on classes.
You can. It's very hard to. Like they give you 8 weeks before a real exam. Like they'll throw some random exams at you, but like it's all right. Like it's all right. Like the not being able to control like plays and stuff, like you get a limited amount of like play changes, or like where you can pick multiple plays and you can't call audibles.
Yeah, that's how it always was though.
I know, but it's just like I wish.
I mean, what kind of player comes in as a freshman?
I don't know, but like I watched another dude like on YouTube, dude. He was in his senior year and he still couldn't call audibles. Like he played 4 freaking years, and that man still could not call audibles.
Because if you get good, you're alled to call audibles.
Really? Maybe he did it.
Well, like in the old one, that's how it always was. Like
I don't know if that like I've made it to like game like 6 in my one.
Like eventually after you do so well, like it's you and your coach's trust.
Yeah, there's
like
a coach trust. So maybe that's what it is.
See, and I haven't done this, but the coach trust goes up, and the more trust he has in you, the more plays he gives you.
Yeah, the more times you get, like for me, the more times I can change, because it just shows one play. You have to press a button to get 2 more plays, and you get more of those like each week. The better you do. But like it's fine. Like I'd probably rather play Dynasty. I do like I don't really like playing defense, but like I'll play defense if I'm like building a team and stuff. Still deciding. I thought I was gonna play KU for like our big friend Dynasty, but I don't think I'm gonna play KU anymore.
I think so.
I think I'm gonna play a 1-star team.
So
have some fun.
I mean, the 1-star teams are frustrating, but it's fun to see who can build the best thing.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody else does. I think I'm just gonna just grind it out. So you see what it's like, whatever. Because like I played a KU one like offline, and it was too easy for me.
Yeah,
like I was beating like Alabama, I was beating Clemson, I was beating anybody that was ranked.
Beating anybody came up to Kansas.
Yeah, it was just like because like we got really good. I mean, maybe the second year and so on will be like a challenge, but like I kind of just want to challenge off the gate and see if I can.
Both your main dudes leave after the first year.
Yeah, so
especially if you play good with them.
We'll see. But me and Scooter were talking before this, and even though we did talk a lot about basketball, we talked a little bit more than I thought we would, but we kind of wanted to get into the honor of College Football 25 coming out, kind of give some nostalgia, kind of take us back in time of like games that made us fall in love with gaming. I know
take us
for
back.
all you day ones out there, our first podcast, we talked about like the when we fell in love with sports. We're gonna do when we fell in love with gaming. And I'll let my oldest man go first.
Oh man, I'm
the
old.
game or the moment you were like, man, video games are pretty fucking cool.
So
man.
It was back Super Nintendo. My aunt used to play Super Nintendo games for us because I just couldn't beat the games.
Yeah.
And I would watch her play Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo. And I remember having, like, I would be scared when she would go beat Bowser because he was scary.
Big bad.
Whoa, and he had a clown car. That was scary. So I would get scared about that. And then she would also play Legend of Zelda games for me. And she actually beat Link to the Past, like, in front of me. And then she also beat Ocarina of Time. Like, she helped me beat that. And she would, like, play it and just... And so that's when I was like, oh, games are freaking cool. And then ever since then, bro, been locked on. Locked on. I've played pretty much every console. I've pretty much owned every console.
Yeah.
At one point or another. And, like, I don't know. Gaming's just always been a thing where it's like, it's crazy how far it's come.
Mm-hmm.
And how much just the times have changed on like what I ever thought was possible.
Yeah.
Like, because I remember like somebody explaining to me Daisy, for instance, or like
that shit's
like
so wild.
Like a guy came to Best Buy one time, and I was talking to him, and I was like, you know, just talking about games and shit. And he's like, yeah, I'm playing this game called Daisy. I was like, oh, what's it about? He's like, it's a zombie game where like it's always on, and you know, all my friends, like, we went and we found parts for a Jeep, and we put the Jeep together,
really cool.
and we got to drive it, and we hit it, but then somebody stole it. And like for me, I was like, the fuck do you mean you built a Jeep and somebody stole it while you weren't online? You know what I'm saying? Like that's not how that works. You play Gears of War and everybody gets online at the same time, and when you get off, everybody gets off. And like you don't stay online.
And
it was just like going from like Legend of Zelda and like just Super Nintendo to like that was one of those times where it's just like, man, that's crazy, dude. Like, so yeah, I've been gaming for a while. You know, how about you? What was your first?
Yeah, the game that like made me fall in love with games was original OG Star Wars Battlefront. Like, I was a big, like, as a kid, watched all the Star Wars, like, loved the Star Wars universe, and that game came out, and it was just like, I was like, wow, I'm a clone trooper, I'm a separatist robot, like, man, this is so cool, like, I'm a rebel, I'm Empire, like, it was just so cool. I thought the graphics were so cool, like, it all looked so realistic, and like going back, it's like dog shit, but like, I love that game so much that like the next Battlefront that came out, I bought my dad that game for his birthday, and I played it. That's how
Thanks, son.
That was my Battlefront 2 is like one of my favorite games of all time. But like that, like Ratchet and Clank, Sly,
Sly Cooper?
Sly Cooper. That's
Sly
what
Cooper?
I always call him Sly Fox, but because he's Fox.
Devious Raccoonus or whatever?
Raccoon, whatever. But like, I love that game. I played like Super Mario Bros. Like old time. Like my mom's dad was big time, like Super Nintendo classic. Yeah, my grandfather. My Super Nintendo, like all the Nintendos, like he loved that. Like just the Pong, like with the paddles, like he had that, and I would always play it. Like, yeah, that was kind of stuff that like just made me fall in love with games in general. Like, yeah, like you saw, I've had every console. Like, I had a PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, then a PlayStation 3 with it, then a Xbox One, Xbox Now, PlayStation Now. PC
I had
now.
like Sega Saturns, Dreamcast, GameCube, PS2, PS1. Like any game, if a major game like maker made a console, I was a lucky kid, and my parents were
also Halo. Halo was one of the OG ones that I.
Halo was one too, where like people were like, "Hey, this game Halo's pretty crazy," and I was like, "Okay," because like. I remember like playing like Call of Duty and stuff like that, and it being okay back in the day, but like it wasn't what it is now.
Be this Spartan like flying, like jumping, like
just
super
playing
high jumps,
Blood Gulch or whatever forever, and just all pistols or all rocket launchers, and be like, I'm driving the Warthog, and somebody just like blows you up, and like, dude, and
so fun.
And like one thing that like kids don't, because you know I got kids, and I watched their like gaming experience. And their whole gaming lives, there has been the internet, where like me growing up, if me and my buddy wanted to play a video game together, I had to pack up all my shit, convince my parents to let me take all this shit over to my friend's house, and then I had to plug it into their house, do all this shit. Like, and it was just such a commitment that I think it was like, man, this is awesome that we're playing together now. Like, when I think they just, you know,
and not knowing everything, you know, you can look up anything you want online and find, like, you know, the secrets of Halo or whatever. Like, you know, like when Halo campaign came out or like multiplayer, you just figured it out. Like, you just played and you didn't know what the meta was. You didn't know, like, all that kind of stuff. You just played for the love of the game.
You know, I watched G4 TV. I don't know if you ever watched G4 TV before.
G4 TV,
I used to love G4 TV, and I used to watch, like, just them. Like, they would tell you how to be better at games, and I'm like, okay, like, nice. So, yeah, Halo was a
groundbreaking game.
Having
a multiplayer and campaign. Like, I didn't play, like, the beginning CODs. Like, I played Halo. And that was just, like, amazing. I was like, oh, I can go and I can play, like this campaign with this awesome story, and then I can go, like, kill other players that like this game, too. Like, that's crazy.
Dude, like, playing early 2K, like 2K6 on Xbox Live.
Oh, man, 2Ks.
Was nuts, dude. Like, I just, like, because I used to play, like, my friends in 2K and stuff like that, but, like, I was always, like, I was always the best. So, like, you know, like, being able to, like, go online and be like, oh, here's other people that really like this game that want to just play it, you know what I'm saying, like, was fucking awesome, you know, like, because I'm a guy I'm not a huge fan of playing against the computer all the time, and there's just something fun about beating a real person, you know, so it was just, that was also, like, it was college basketball 2K6 and NBA 2K6, Shaq was the cover artist of that one.
I think he was 100, no, that's different.
Yeah, he was on the Heat 2K6, and then I think it was Ray Felton or Marvin Williams that was on the. I think it was Ray Felton that was on the cover of NCAA basketball 2K6. I believe. And
then, dude, like when when I was a kid, we're like 7 years. You said
about 7 years apart.
When I was a kid, like early 2000s, like right early 2010s, like there were so many basketball and football games. Like, you know, like 2K had its games, like EA had their games, and like they were all. There were so many options to play, and like back then it was just so awesome. Like I could play college basketball, and I could go to 2K and I could import my guy and play like an NBA career with him. And I thought that was so cool. And then like you got 2K and NBA Live, and like back then I didn't care like which one was better. I just freaking played them.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
like
multiple football games. Yeah, like Game Day and Madden and like
and 2K, ESPN, like so many different ones, and they were all just so good and like.
Not all of them.
Okay,
not all of them.
It was so fun to have the options. Like it made you less critical of the games that you played because you pick the one that you want. You're like, this is the best one that's out there. Like I've tried the others, and this one's awesome.
This is the one I like to feel
like you're not forced to just play one and then question what can make this game better, or could other people make better games than this? I don't know. Really awesome time, but your 5, maybe not 5, 3, whatever you want to do. Favorite games of all time, like games you just love.
My favorite games of all time.
My friends hate when I ask this question because I ask this question all the time.
My favorite games of all time, if I had to go like just off the rip, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Honestly, I'm gonna throw Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. They're pretty much the same game. They're not pretty much the same game, but they are.
Yeah.
So I don't like. I'll put those both on one tier.
Yeah.
Jeepers Creepers. I'm trying to go through the archives of all the games I've ever played, and just games that left me like floored. Portal. Yeah, Portal was really good. And Portal 2 might have been a little bit better, but Portal I'll probably take just because Portal was the first.
Classic.
That's 3, right?
Yeah, that's 3. You ain't got no more.
No, I do. I'm just, the problem is it's not that I don't have them. It's like, like what am I going to because like Cyberpunk was a very, very good game, but I don't know if I would put Cyberpunk in one of my favorite games of all time. And then
I put Red Dead Redemption 2 in mine.
Yeah, honestly,
maybe even 1.
I probably will put GTA 5. I played a lot of GTA 5 and it's just been good for so long, so GTA 5 should go in there. And the thing is that sucks is like I've played so many 2Ks that like I don't think I can name one of the 2Ks as like my favorite because like I've played them all the same amount, so it's not like, you know what I'm saying, like
they're all around for a year.
Yeah.
I'll build you the perfect 2K here. Right?
Just tell you while I have this on my mind, a funny little anecdote about sports and gaming is when I was little, I was playing a rec basketball team. And my coach one day told me, like, I was like, coach, like, I want to play more. And he basically told me just to keep practicing and stuff like that. And then,
No.
yeah. So then, like, one game I'm sitting on the bench, and I'm like, coach, you can put me in. I've been playing a bunch of NBA game. Like, I forget, it was on PlayStation. It was like 1997. So I forget what NBA game it was. I was like, I've been playing a bunch of it though. I'm playing as Michael Jordan. I'm getting real good. So if you just get me out there, like, I can show you what I've been learning. He did not give a shit. Like, he was like, okay. But man, oh man, greatest games of all time, dude. So, have you ever played The Walking Dead by Telltale Games?
I have played, like, I don't think I finished it, but I did play that, like, when it first came out and stuff. Yeah,
it's multiple games, but I'm counting it as one big game.
It's it's emotional.
Yes, it is, and that is.
I want Harley to play it really bad.
Yeah, it's such a good game. Yeah, but what about you? Well, I'm thinking, what you guys? What's your
Star Wars Battlefront 2, OG classic, Red Dead Redemption 2, maybe even the first one. I'll coop them together.
That's not fair. Those are two, like, not be.
They're two way different eras. But I'll just do Red Dead 2. I won't put them both in. But man, dude, I freaking love those games. I'd probably put Halo 3 in there as like one of my favorite games of all time. I freaking loved Halo 3. Probably Gears of War.
See, Gears was definitely one that was like leaning on mine, just because of like.
If we put them all together, man, that's easily tough. If I can play all of them, my God.
But the thing is like, for me, it was a great campaign, but it also was like one of the first games that like all my friends decided, like, hey, let's try to get really good at Gears multiplayer. So like we spent a lot of time like private lobbies and stuff like that, just trying to like get real good at it,
Other games. I'm a freaking crappy gamer.
Me too.
Risk of Rain too. I know.
Oh yeah, you really like Risk of Rain.
I do really like Risk of Rain. I think it's one of the best rogue like games ever. I freaking love
Power Washing Simulator. I'm a fan of Power Washing Simulator.
We just played that the other day. We were bored out of our minds, and
I've been playing it since.
I know you've been playing it since.
Watching this Chapel recently, dude. It's been a bitch, dude. It's taken me a couple sessions.
Since we're both big 2K guys, me and you've been playing 2K. I mean, you played a little bit more than I have, but we've both put our fair share of hours in all the 2Ks. I'm gonna build you the perfect 2K, right? Mm-hmm. So we're gonna go my career, the my career like aspect, like online, I guess. Mm-hmm. We're gonna go my career online aspect, like gameplay.
Yeah,
probably 2K16. That's gonna be the when you're launching the park or the wreck, it's 2K16. When you're launching the my career story, I might be biased, but I really like the 2K17 one.
What was the main character's name in 2K?
That was Flippity Flap. It's Orange Juice. It was the Orange Juice year with Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, and Kobe was like the introduction dude. It just gave me chills. Like, and there was a song. I really like the song that they played. That I know there's gonna be good times. Like, that whole thing is just like the story mode for that one. I just love that top tier. I've actually played it. I should know the dude's name. You don't like the
one with the annoying friend?
No, friend of Freak. Yeah. No, that one is terrible.
Freak or Prez. I like Prez.
Prez is a good one.
Prez. I like the frequency vibrations they call them. They had such dumb names.
Such dumb names. But all right, so that's the micro. That's the online is 2K16. The story is 2K17. Like my league or like my NBA, whatever it's called now, I'm going to go 2K22 because that was the 2K where you didn't have to know everybody's shot to make shots. So that's a good one. Like, if you just like to play like simulation or like to play games and not have it be where you have to hit a perfect shot every time, I'd say 2K22 my league's the best one because you can play it not knowing everybody's shit. In terms of like other side game modes to have, I would take 2K, it's either 2K12 or 2K14's like pro journey. It's like my career, but you take like a real guy in the NBA and you do a my career with him. You get paid and stuff, and you spend your like real like money to like level up your guy. I would do Mario Chalmers all the time and make him the greatest point guard of all time. Rock chalk.
Yeah, can we put the NBA Ballers storyline in?
Put NBA Ballers as a little like side. Like
I love NBA Ballers.
Just like a little street, because they have like NBA like court like street blacktop in 2Ks. We'll just replace that with NBA Street.
Ballers. Dude,
yeah,
I love NBA Ballers.
Like
I played on my yacht all the time.
And then I'm gonna take from the old Allen Iverson ESPN 2K cover. there was like a street, like 1v1 street, like you went to the street and you beat all these street ballers, kind of like NBA ballers, but like in the 2K like world, and you would face other guys. Like I really like that as a side mode because you would get like cool jerseys from like beating guys and stuff like that. It was really cool. And then the Michael Jordan Michael Jordan like history moments and stuff from 2K11. I would take that in as well. And then like play now, just like pure
the beginning of 2K11 when it like came in and you were playing as Jordan was really cool.
Electric. Really electric.
It was really cool. And I never do those things, but I was like, I'll finish this one out. You know,
and then I would do, is it 2K? I think it's 2K12 like intro song. We're gonna go even deeper. Intro song. We're playing basketball.
Yeah.
And then like play now, like online, gameplay wise.
I want to go back to like 2K6.
Yeah, like 2K.
Where there was only like 3 jump shots.
2K9. Let's go 2K9.
Yeah, well, I want to go back to where there was only like 3 jump shots.
Yeah.
And like Sean Marion had his own jump shot, and maybe Dirk, and then everybody else had the same 3 jump shots. And that's what I would like to go back to. Just less jump shots.
That's the perfect 2K right there. 2K, if you listen to this, take notes. But now let's go. Oh yeah, we got some time. You took a bunch of phone calls.
Yeah, took a bunch of phone calls. I'm a popular guy.
So now let's pivot. Best games of all time. I asked you what your favorite games of all time. Now, competitive games. Like if you had to pick, like we'll go 3 or 5, whatever, however many you think you got. Like you're in a competitive scene,
and I feel like I'll be good at this.
You'll be good at it. Yeah, like you would be wanting to play. Like you would enjoy the challenge of it. Like you think you're good enough to compete with people and willing to accept the challenge and like grind it out.
So, old Madden, I felt like I was pretty good at. I would go to tournaments and stuff like that for old Madden. Like, but now new Madden, there's just so many mechanics that I don't keep up with anymore.
And they're trash mechanics.
That like, but if you know how to use them, they benefit you very well.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would actually try to go compete like in Madden. 2K maybe. Yeah. 2K like on like when we try to do Pro AM and stuff like that. Like I'm pretty confident that we'll win. Not all of our games, but I feel like we'll win more than we lose.
More than we lose, yeah. We were 60% win percentage this year.
Overwatch.
I knew you were gonna say Overwatch. Yeah.
I mean, I don't like to play competitive Overwatch because it brings out an anxiety in me that I hate.
Yeah.
But do I think I will be good while I have anxiety and stressing out like crazy? Absolutely. There's not many games that I have just zen with so much that like I can go away from and come back and be like, yep, I still got it. but Overwatch is one of them. Yeah. And that's crazy because like I'm not very good usually at first person shooters. Siege I'm okay at. I like Siege.
I fucking hate Siege.
I love Siege. But like Call of Duty and stuff I'm usually very bad at. So I usually stay away from those type of games. But there's something about being a small South Korean girl in a giant mech suit that just feels right to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Any others?
Probably not. I mean, Power Washing Simulator. I feel like I could really.
I guarantee there's some freaking crackheads.
I bet you I could really win. I bet you there's speedrunners of that shit.
There's
like
some crackheads on that one, man.
But yeah. So I mean, those are probably 2K, Overwatch are probably my 2.
Yeah.
If I have a team that allows me to be the characters I want to be, Siege maybe. But besides that, I like Rocket League. I think I'm not the best in Rocket League, but that's one of those games that I can once I like. Oh yeah, this is how you.
If you went to training camp.
Creepers. Hold on 1 second.
But yeah, at least on my choices of competitive games would be 2K.
Mm-hmm.
As definitely like if I had to like pick one game, that's my best game. That I feel like if I got on a competitive team of some sort, I could be the role player or star, whichever you want me to be.
Yeah,
I can be whatever I want to be. This is gonna be a sleeper that not a lot of people know about. Maybe my friends do, but Dead by Daylight.
I'm
cracked at that game. In my heyday, I'm freaking.
You a face runner or whatever they call that, like
Ghostface.
No. Dude, I was reading.
Looper?
No, they didn't call him a looper. Like I was reading reviews on Dead by Daylight the other day because it was getting like review bombed, and like just the terminology that people were using were like, this game used to be good before you start getting face guarded and like
face guarded is like when you get downed by a killer and the killer puts you on the hook And you have a time limit on the hook until you die.
Yeah.
And basically what they'll do is they'll put them on the hook and just sit there and watch them.
Yeah.
While the other people have to make a decision, do I want this person's game to suffer and just let them die and finish the generators and win? Because you can do that.
Yeah.
Like they put the dude on the hook and it takes a long time for them to die. You can just finish the generators and get out. Or do I want that person to have a good time and like play the game how it's supposed to be played, which is the killer puts them on the hook, looks for other people, you go get them from the hook, and it's an endless cycle. The killer just puts them on the hook. Usually everyone else tries to get him from the hook because they hate how the killer's playing. They don't want the killer to win because it's stupid. And then eventually it just probably leads to the killer winning because we're all wasting time trying to get this guy that this person's right in front of, and it takes time to get him down. And, yeah, it's really bad. I hate when people do that.
But also ingenious because if you think about horror movies, I think the part where killers really fall, like, you know, their plan falls apart is when they leave people undead. Yeah, they haven't fully killed them, and then they can walk away. True. So I think those guys are just like, hey, I'm being a smart killer. I got one killed, and as a serial killer, I think that's what it's all about is killing. And do I want the thrill of maybe killing 4 people, or do I want the absolute thrill knowing I got one and the rest can get away? Yeah. And I'll get one more next game, and I'll get one more next game. Or do I want to run around and not get anybody, and then they'll crouch in front of me on the way out and make me look dumb? Like, which one? If they maybe didn't crouch so much on the way out, I wouldn't be freaking face guarding, huh? I don't even play this game.
You used to play this game. Just a little bit with me. But yeah, no, I used to be really good at that game. Rank 1 Survivor. I played as Survivor. I didn't play as Killer. Fuck the Killers.
Yeah, Killers is hard, dude.
Killers is hard. They're coming out with a 2v8 mode that me and my boy KP are going to be playing. That's going to be fun. 2 Killers versus 8 Survivors. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, anytime I play Killer, like, people would run circles around me. And I was like, I don't understand how people ever see me. Yeah. Like, the fact that they get me, they're good. They're gods. Yeah. And I played, like I said, I played a little bit, and I would always try to go to a generator, and I would always try to help, like when I first started, and I'd blow that thing up, and
everybody scatter.
Yeah, and then you just be like, I just think I want to get, like, sorry about that. Like, oh, y'all had that? Y'all didn't need me to come over here and fuck that up? Okay, sorry.
What really made that game die for me is like when you think, it's a scary game. A lot of people, you like to watch scary movies at night because it really adds to the ambiance of scariness. That game for some reason dies at night. Like past 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, like you're waiting 5+ minutes to get into
they want to play their real games that they want to play.
Yeah. It's like you're waiting 5+ minutes for a game that takes like at max like 15-20 minutes. So you're almost a quarter, maybe even half the time waiting to get in the lobby. And if you can do a bad game and the game's over in 5 minutes, then you're just like, what the fuck did I just do? Yeah. But that's one. If you want to count like Call of Duty Zombies as like a competitive thing, like how far you can go in rounds.
I wouldn't, but
I used to be cracked.
Yeah. But it's a very fun game. Yeah. Zombies. If Zombies was a game mode by itself, like
a game by itself, you mean?
Yeah, if it was like a game by itself,
I'd buy that.
I'd probably put it in my like greatest games of all time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But unfortunately, it's not. So I can't.
Yeah, so good. But that'd be. If we your teams of like elimination tournament, who can get the highest, I feel like I could do pretty good. But other than that, I suck at video games. So I'd say almost if I really put time into like all sports games, like I think I'm all right at Madden. You give me the Chiefs, I'll dominate everybody. But obviously, soccer. I mean, I just need a lot of time with other sports games. I suck at MLB. Don't put me in MLB. Fuck MLB. But like football and soccer, if you gave me some time, I think I could be pretty good. Like if I just played those as much as I played 2K, I could. But other than that, I suck at video games. Yeah, I'm pretty bad.
Yeah, no, I'm a guy who likes to play games that like a little competitive. I like sports games, but like I want to play games that I can just chill and like us have a good time and stuff like that.
1 or 2 competitive games, like like we play 2K every year. Like that's my constant like competitive, like I prefer to play against real people than I do against computers. Like if I'd be my only competitive game, I'd be cool with that. But yeah, other than that, I agree with you. I get on games to have a good time, not to want to completely die.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been our little like trip down memory lane nostalgia video game.
Good old game in time.
I actually got one thing for you.
What's that?
Guess who's back?
I don't know.
Back again.
Shady's back?
Shady's back.
Oh, I gotta tell a friend.
You gotta tell a friend. Eminem's new album dropped, The Death of Slim Shady. I'm a big Eminem guy. Been my whole life. And man, this album really brought me back. Like it's got some bangers on it. If anyone's ever liked Eminem, listen to Fuel with JID and Eminem. Listen to New Break Dance or something is what it's called.
Brand New Dance, I think.
Brand New Dance. Listen to Temporary. That song will get you emotional. What's another one? I'm gonna drop some. Been listening to this like almost nonstop since it.
I have not listened to it yet.
I do definitely recommend it. Brand New Dance, Fuel, Houdini. That was like one of his like a single that he dropped before the album came out. Guilty Conscience 2 is a good one. Temporary will make you emotional. Oh, Toby, the song Toby, such a banger, dude. It starts off, Toby Maguire got bit by a spider, but me, it was a goat. Like, oh, it's so good.
Oh, dude, that's pretty cool.
I know, it's so, dude. I love Big Sean's in that one. That's a good one. And then the last song is pretty. Somebody Save Me, another like emotional one that's really good. But yeah, just want to put that out there. I don't know how much music anyone listens to, but yeah, it's a great album.
I've been waiting for a time that like because I heard you have to listen to it like.
It is, yeah. You listen to it one way, it tells a story. You listen to it backwards, it tells a different story, which is really cool. I love albums that do that. Love albums that tell a story because it's just it makes you enjoy the album as a whole. Because not every no album is really perfect. Like there's a few that I can name that are perfect albums, but it really makes you appreciate the album as a whole because it tells a story, and I really like the fucking story this tells. It's awesome, so good. Love Eminem. Shout out Eminem.
Shout out to Eminem.
Shout out to Eminem. Please
upcoming rapper Eminem.
Hey, 51 and still putting out bangers, brother. All right.
It makes you think, how long can he do it for?
All right, but we're gonna wrap this one up. Scooter's got to take another PJ. His phone's been going off the hook. He's got to go catch some more recruits.
Got to get them recruits. Go Heels.
Go Heels. Good Brock Chalk. Bye.
Bye.